Hey Virgo, welcome to your love and romance reading for August 2022. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Happy birthday to all the August Virgos towards the end of the month. We're going to see what's coming up here though for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, regardless of if you are an August Virgo or September Virgo. We're going to check in here. If you're new to my channel, I do weekly forecasts and daily messages where we talk about everything other than love. Once a month I do a love reading, and that's what this is here. So let's connect here and see what's coming up for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the area of love and romance. Alrighty, my dear. Move you all just a little bit closer. And the first card coming up here for the Virgo collective is the Sun card. So some of you could be dealing with a Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Okay? It might not be their sun sign, and that's where sometimes we get thrown off. We don't always know somebody's placements, and sometimes we're scared to ask. We don't want to be like, do you mind telling me the date, time, and city, and state, and country you were born in, right? We don't always feel comfortable to gather that information from someone, at least not right away. But the Sun card here is a major arcana card. So anytime the major arcana cards come up for me, right out the gate here, like first card out the gate between two people, it tells me that there's a lot of past lives between you and this other person, and that there's a contract, there's an agreement that you would meet in this lifetime for a specific reason. And depending on what the major arcana card is, it gives me an idea of what that reason is. And the Sun card is an awfully good reason. Okay? The Sun card is true love. It's playfulness. There's like coming out of codependency. The Sun card is the opposite of a codependent relationship. In codependent relationships, we're walking on eggshells. We're trying to edit ourselves and shape and mold ourselves to keep somebody else happy or to keep the relationship successful. And with the Sun card, we're completely and totally free to be ourselves. And we are also the same with the person. This person is completely and totally free to be themselves. Like we're happy to see one another shine. We're happy to see one another grow and progress. In fact, I think Virgo may have shown up in Leo's reading, if I'm not mistaken. And the Sun card showed up for Leo. If I'm not mistaken, Virgo may have come up for them as well. So there's something interesting here with Virgos and Leos, or Virgo and Leo placements. If you have a Leo placement, there could be big changes or shifts happening for you in those houses or areas of your life that are opening the door to love. But, you know, the Sun card here is like ultimate freedom and ultimate trust. There's no suspicion. There's no insecurity. Right? It's like you can be who you are and you can do what you want to do, and there's just complete and total faithfulness here. There's no fear of infidelity or temptation, and each one is happy to see the other one shine. And there's an element of the inner child with the Sun card. So there could be playfulness here. Playfulness, laughter, having fun, traveling. There could be an element of travel here. Some of you maybe have been making a lot of sacrifices in your love life for the case of your career or your work, and you may have had issues with people who just can't really seem to accept that, or felt threatened by that. And I feel like for you all, this is somebody that they have their own thing going, right? They have their ambitions, they have their goals, they have their crowd, their following. They're not insecure or threatened by what you're doing. They're encouraging you. They're cheering for you, and you're doing the same for them. The Sun card is true love, right? So this is true love. This is a true love connection, a true love calling. The next card that's coming up here for you all is the Eight of Cups. Now, the Eight of Cups can come up when we're seeking more fulfillment, more depth, okay? And that can be something that we're exploring with this person. You and this person could be exploring emotions and exploring deeper connection. A lot of you maybe have just like not been paying attention to love life, or you've had it on the back burner because you're like, look, if it's not like real, if it's not like emotionally intimate, I don't know what it is about Virgos. Every time I read for you guys, Maxie comes up and clings to me. He just did it again right now. He's like standing beside me, like he's a part of the reading or something. He's fully invested in paying attention. Something about you Virgos. He may be a Virgo. I don't know. He's a shelter dog, so I don't know when he was born. But this Eight of Cups here, you might have just been like, I'm not going to invest in love life, or I'm not going to give something time unless it's the real deal, right? Unless there's connection, unless there's substance, unless there's intimacy, I don't want it. And this person might have also been the same way. So there could be a coming together here where you guys are exploring deeper things. This moon is really jumping out at me, so there could be like the exploring of emotions and hidden things, and this could be like shadow work or something that you all are interested in delving into together. This could also be manifesting. You all may be coming together to manifest some really great and some really big things. Now, some of you have heard me say this Eight of Cups is a card that comes up for me in readings when I'm dealing with people who are overachievers. And so you might think to yourself, well, I'll be happy or I'll be fulfilled when I reach this certain goal. And we reach the goal and we're happy for a little bit. And then we're like, well, it didn't make me feel the way I thought it was going to make me feel. So maybe I focused on the wrong thing. And then so we start focusing on something else. So some of you maybe have done a lot of things in your life, like focused on career, focused on education, focused on spiritual growth, focused on like life milestones. And now you might be saying to yourself, well, I'm happy I have all these things. I'm proud of myself, but maybe I need to make time for love. Maybe I need to open my heart. Maybe I need to have a relationship. And this is what's going to fulfill me. Well, the Eight of Cups gives you a bit of a warning if that's the case and if that's the energy that you're in. Not in a bad way, but in a way to set you up for continued success. It's not about averting disaster. It's about continued success, especially coming up here next to the Sun card. Many of you are about to manifest true love and a very significant soulmate, like life partner. You're doing work together. You have a mission together. You're manifesting a very high vibration connection here, and you're going to be happy. But it's going to be like all the other times where if you don't have your spiritual connection in place, it won't take long before you're like, well, I love my partner. I'm happy I'm with my partner, but something is still missing. And so then you get into this busy energy. And if you're not careful, you're going to be in a situation where your person feels like, well, you're always busy with other things. What about us? What about the relationship? What about the connection? And you're like, well, what about my goals? What about my dreams? What about my ambitions? And the relationship can suffer or go through challenges as a result. And the Eight of Cups is coming up to say, you're going to feel satisfied and you're going to feel full if you have your spiritual connection in place. That's what it comes down to. Even if you're somebody that you do spiritual work. Maybe you're like, Amethyst, I already have my spiritual routine down. Every morning I wake up, I do this and this and this. And every night before I go to bed, I do this and this and this. I have these routines in place. And I'm a healer. I'm a reader. I'm a life coach. I'm this, I'm that. I'm constantly doing spiritual work. And so you might feel like you're already in that element. But this is the thing. If you're doing spiritual work, it is not the same as your spiritual routine, your spiritual connection. And when it comes down to spiritual routine and spiritual connection, spiritual routine becomes routine. It becomes routine after a while. Like in our love life, right? Sometimes we got to do things to spice it up, to keep it fresh, to keep it new. It's the same thing in your spiritual connection. It's good to have routines, but what are some ways you can connect spiritually that can add a new layer or a new element, or strengthen, or like just kind of give that connection a boost from time to time? Maybe it's connecting through different elements, maybe it's through different practices, maybe it's through different modalities, but try to keep your spiritual routine fresh, and try to kind of update it from time to time, and pay attention to emotion and feeling. Make sure you feel emotion connecting with spirit. Make sure you feel feeling and love and peace and fullness, and hold that vibration, because you're working so hard to manifest things right now, and some of you have worked so hard to manifest this love, and spirit wants you to enjoy it to the fullest, and not to find yourself down the road getting caught up with distractions, or feeling like, well, I love this person and I'm happy to be with this person, but maybe this is missing, or that is missing. And Eight of Cups is like, no, it's not missing. And I feel like a lot of you are meeting someone, like your journeys have brought you together. You've been journeying, they've been journeying, and your journeys have brought you together. The next card that's coming up here for you all is the Three of Wands. And Three of Wands, did this also come up for Leo? It may have. Interesting. There's some repeating cards here. I think the Three of Wands may have come up for Leo. So as I said, there could be an element here. So with this Three of Wands is expansion. There could be some kind of collaboration between the two of you. Maybe you all are getting together and collaborating together. Gosh, my phone's going off, sorry. I guess that's a confirmation for some of us, though. So there could be some kind of manifestation here of collaborating together, working together. There's a sense of enterprise with the Three of Wands. Some of you may be meeting this person at some kind of a product launch, or in the course of some kind of self-employment. The Three of Wands is also expansion, mental expansion. Okay, there may have also been some like fighting of feelings. Maybe you've been fighting your feelings. Maybe this other person has been fighting the feelings or the connection they feel towards you. But with this Three of Wands, what is going on with Maxie? I don't know, Virgo. Maxie might be giving you guys, or trying to give you guys some kind of a message. Sometimes when people like call on the phone and he can kind of like hear a voice, like he hears the voice as I'm talking on the phone, he runs around the house like he's looking, like somebody's here, where are they? And I'm not on the phone, I'm talking, he knows I'm talking, but he was just like running around like where are they? Like he's looking for somebody in the house, like where'd they go? Where are they? So I don't know, maybe somebody's coming your way, Virgo. Maybe some of you are manifesting someone that is gonna be taking the next step in terms of like living together, or getting a place together, or getting married or something. It was the weirdest thing. It's like he was just running around like, where'd they go? Where'd they go? And it's just me and Maxie. Nobody else lives here. There's no guests. So that was a very little interesting message. But as I was saying with this Three of Wands, there could be something here where you're meeting each other through the course of your work, or self-employment, or some kind of launch. You all might be coming together to collaborate on something significant. And the Three of Wands is like this mental expansion, this awakening. So you're awakening, you're dealing with an awakened person. And the Three of Wands, as I said, there could be like a fighting of feelings. So maybe this person and you also, maybe mutually, you're both deciding like, okay, all right, we're here. We can't really ignore the connection. We can't really ignore the feelings. So there's nothing to do but to just kind of move forward and see what happens, right? It's like it's the point of no return. There's no going back from this. There's no ignoring it. So we're going to move forward, and we're going to hope for the best, and we're going to see what happens. But typically the Three of Wands has the element of like success with it, right? Typically the Three of Wands has the element of like what you're doing is going to have a positive outcome for you. What you're doing is going to have a positive result for you. So you can rest assured that your efforts will pay off, and that there will be positive things that are coming out of it for you. But the Three of Wands is like there's no way to go but forward. We can't go backwards. There's no going back. So there could even be a sense for some of you where you feel like, whatever happens with this person, wherever this goes, like my life is never going to be the same again, but like in a positive way, in a way of awakening, in a way of expansion. So I do feel very strongly with the sun at the foundation here, there is a spiritual contract, right? One that is coming in to bless you instead of teaching you through painful lessons, because we've all had that. We've all had our share of that, right? In fact, ooh, Virgo, I love it. Your next card, the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups is true love. It's soulmate love. It's creativity. It's a happy new home. It's a sense of emotionally satisfying, fulfilling experiences. It's that emotional contentment, that blissfulness. It's true happiness and satisfaction. Your emotional needs are completely and totally, fulfilled here. It's this true love, this happy energy here with this Ace of Cups and a happy home. I'm feeling a sense of a happy home. But the Ace of Cups is super special for me because I was just saying something that the Ace of Cups confirmed. I said that this is a spiritual contract where you're learning through blessings and through joy instead of learning through pain. If you watch my readings, you've heard me talk about the Ace of Cups. Over the years reading for people, I saw a pattern so because of the pattern I saw, I know that my guides will bring up Ace of Cups when you're going through a really powerful karmic shift, right? I talked about learning through pain, and we've all had those times in our life where we keep having the same thing happen to us again and again and again. And I feel like a lot of you Virgos are breaking out of unrequited love. I feel like Leo was breaking out of being ghosted. I feel like Virgo is breaking out of unrequited love. It could be other things too, don't get me wrong. But sometimes we'll have like the same pattern happen to us again and again and again. So no matter how many times we break up with a toxic person and we go into a new relationship, it's the same garbage. It's just a different person, but the same scenario. Or however many times we stop hanging out with gossipy, backstabby friends, we end up with another gossipy, backstabby friend. Or how many times we quit a shady job, we end up in another shady job. It just the same thing happens again and again until we're like, you know what, this is ridiculous. I'm sick and tired of this mess. I refuse. I refuse to do this anymore. Life is too short. I demand to be happy. I realize now what the red flags were that I was missing. Like I see what the warning signs are. I see what these situations have in common. And you better believe the next time I spot this, I'm going to spot it from a mile away. And I'm not holding space for it in my life. I'm not dealing with it. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. No more. I refuse to be unhappy. Universe says awesome, wonderful, terrific. Virgo is awake now. Virgo's eyes are open. Virgo no longer needs these painful experiences to poke them to wake up. Now that Virgo is awake and alert, Virgo is ready to learn through passion, romance, adventure, success, accomplishment, creativity, friendship, all of these happy ways. In school, there are some teachers that all the kids dread and hope and pray they don't end up in that class. There's some teachers all the kids are hoping and praying, oh gosh, I hope I get that teacher this year. It's the same subject, the same age group, the same thing. One teacher makes it excruciating and one teacher makes it fun. When I see the Ace of Cups, this is a fun teacher. This is the fun class. So there is a contract between the two of you. There is karma between the two of you, but it's a happy karma. It's a blessing. It's a blessing that is here for you. You're blessing this person and they're blessing you. And so Ace of Cups for me is just that happy soulmate, true love, just love and emotional fulfillment, emotional satisfaction. Okay, and this is what a lot of you have been holding out for, right? We talked about it in the Eight of Cups. You're like, well, if I don't feel it, I don't want to give it my time. But here it is, you're feeling it. And how? I mean, you're really feeling it. And I feel this is mutual. Now, the next card coming up here for you all is the King of Pentacles. Okay, now this can be in a couple of different ways. It can be that some of you may be dealing with an earth sign person or earth sign placements. Maybe for some of you, this person has both Leo and earth sign placements, sun, moon, rising, or Venus. So earth sign would be Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. It could be you embracing your earth sign energy, your earth energy, and being very grounded. However, the King of Pentacles for me in a reading, aside from astrology, could indicate that this is someone who's coming in with stability, right? This is someone who's coming in for the long term and for the long haul, right? So this is someone who's coming in with stable energy. This isn't the Knight of Wands who's here today, gone tomorrow. This isn't the Knight of Swords who is, you know, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, thank you, sir, out before they've even lit the cigarette. This isn't someone who's like fly by night. This is someone who's coming in thinking about the future. This is someone coming in stable. This could be someone who has had their share of escapades, or you may have had your share of escapades, and now it's like, I'm ready for something stable. I'm ready for something committed. There could be an element of a business here with this Three of Wands. They may be wanting to support you in your business, or they may be wanting you to support them in their business, or doing some kind of business or work here together. King of Pentacles, however, also for me, I have a special relationship with the King of Pentacles, with the card, because it's the first card I ever pulled for myself. And I had a very specific question in my mind when I even touched that tarot deck. It was my first time ever touching a tarot deck. And so I've seen a pattern with this card over the years reading for people. So for me in my readings, when I see the King of Pentacles, it's like this thing is coming in, like this offer is coming in for you. And you may feel like this is amazing, this is wonderful, but I don't know if I'm good enough for it. I don't know if I'm ready for it. Like, what if I mess this up? Or what if this person spends time with me and they're like, oh, you're not what I thought what you were, and then they don't want to be with me anymore. I must have left them the impression that I'm better than I actually am, and they're going to get to know me and they're not going to want me. Like, that's the imposter syndrome kicking in. That's the negative ego. So sometimes the King of Pentacles comes up in my readings when this is something we really want and we're really excited about it, but we think that, like, we're not good enough for it or we're not ready for it. So we're tempted to push it away. And so Spirit is like, look, if you weren't ready for it, it wouldn't be here now. And it's here now because it's meeting your vibration. You're not beneath it. You're not less than. You've manifested it and you've called it in because this is what you have ascended to. This is the vibration that you've reached, right? You are deserving of it. You are an equal. You are not a lesser. Okay, so don't let that negative ego mess with you, and don't push it away. You might want to check out your moon sign, your rising sign, your Venus sign, if this is none of those, because sometimes your moon sign, rising sign, or Venus sign might resonate more or might add a little extra information. If you'd like to schedule a private reading with me, there's a link in the description of the video that will take you to calendly.com/amethystangelite, and you can schedule a private reading with me there. And the weekly forecasts are linked in the description of the video. And don't forget to check out the daily messages as well. I hope you all have a fabulous August. Hope to see you all in the weeklies and the dailies. Take care, my dears. Bye.